So, Floppycatters, today we're going to do a Q&A with my sister Amy. Casey specifically requested this after my Q&A session that I did on May 9th. So, this is my sister Amy, this is her cat Ash, and she adopted Ash and Addie as rehomed ragdolls. That's Addie, and she is getting close to having them for 1 year. So Casey asked, well, Pods, why don't you just, I call my sister Pods, why don't you just give them like an overall update on how they're doing?
They adjusted fairly quickly. Ash has been a little bit more timid than Addie, but he has done very well. For instance, he really hated having his paws touched, and he's doing really well right now. I was feeling him this morning, didn't jerk him away, and...
Touch him now, touch him now. Ah, that's a good Ashman! That's a good Ashman, an Ashman.
He is quite the snuggler in the mornings. He's the one that usually wakes me up, and I don't always appreciate it, but he's so funny in the morning. He'll just flop over on my bed and come back to me. And then Addie... she has a kind of annoying meow. It's very high pitched, and but I know it's her when she comes around, and she likes to snuggle right by me, and he likes to be kind of an arm's distance away. But yeah, they're doing well, and doing well with their litter box, and they seem really happy. So I'm very grateful to have them.
Good. Now, as you're scratching his chin, why don't you tell everybody about his zit problem?
So I noticed when I rehomed Ash that he had some zits underneath his chin, and took him to Dr. Laura at Casey Cat Clinic, and she actually gave him some antibiotics as they were kind of infected. They were a little bit too red. They weren't just black zits. They had some redness to them, and so it cleared up the infection, and now I'm just kind of watching it to make sure that they don't get any worse again. But he's doing really well, and he loves to have his chin scratched. So, and I don't feed them out of anything but glass bowls. So no porcelain or anything or plastic that paint could chip.
All right. So for those of you that aren't familiar with cat zits usually are just black little specks that are underneath their chin. But if they get worse, like if the bacteria that they're exposed to gets worse, then those black zits can get embedded in their skin, and then they become what we think of as zits, like little blistery things that you can pop, and that's what Ash had, was the little blistery things. So it's gotten to a worse level when that happens. Okay, so Casey asked on the Q&A questions about Amy, how she cares for them. I think that's too much of a generalized question to easily answer, right?
Yeah, I mean, just basic things. They eat wet food. I transitioned them from, when I got them, they were eating wet and dry, and now they're completely eating wet food. And they go through about 6 to 8 cans a day of food, depending on the day.
The 3-ounce size.
The 3-ounce size, yep. And they've maintained their weight. Ever since I've had them, they've actually dropped a little bit of weight, and Dr. Laura's pleased with their weights. But other than that, they love looking out the windows, and I'm usually gone during the day for work, but I'm usually here at nighttime and hang out with them. And they're like dogs. They come right to the door when I arrive, and usually Ash, even though he's not supposed to be on counters, will jump on my counter to look out the window to see if it's me, and is usually meowing at the window. So,
Ashman!
Yeah, and his name is Ashman.
All right, so does she also feed them only wet food? Yes. And then have you tried raw food on them?
I have not. I'd be willing. I think Addie is a better eater than Ash. I think she would definitely be game for it, but I don't know about Ash. She's a little pickier.
I was trying to see if I could get her in camera range, but she's there, but but be on the sofa so you guys can't see her. Is there anything the previous owner never did that the kitties had to learn or get used to? Yeah, cutting your claws.
Oh yeah, the previous owner did a wonderful job with them. They were very good with humans and really not too timid in terms of what they could have been. The only thing that she hadn't done was because of her eyesight. She was too afraid of accidentally cutting them, was cutting their nails. And so I was not going to pay $15 every couple of weeks to go to the vet to get their nails cut. And seen my mom and Jenny do it for my whole life. And so it was an adventure. The first time and you guys can look at the video, I'm sure Jenny can include the link of the video of me cutting Ash's nails, and I have to wrap him like a burrito in a towel, and he's gotten much better, and part of it was desensitizing his paws and just making sure that he was comfortable with me touching his paws, and I've really tried to work on that ever since I've gotten him. And then Addie's pretty good. You can just get her relaxed in my lap, and then she's good to go. So we've switched cats. Here's Miss Addie. She's a month younger than Ash. She just had her birthday in May. This is her normal spot. We've never had a cat that's been a lap cat in our family, and it's been quite a change for me having a cat approach me and want to get on my lap. But I have to say I've enjoyed the change. My little cross-eyed girl. And she is usually, anytime I'm watching TV, she's right up on my lap, and she doesn't want to stay because she was going crazy just a minute ago. But she usually will stay here for a very long time.
Yes, in the evenings. We're doing this, obviously, for you guys can tell from the window during the daytime, so she's more of a lap kitty at nighttime. All right. You mentioned with Ash that you're doing the nail clipping. Casey also wondered about teeth brushing. Did the old owner do that, and do you do that?
I need to be better about it. I have done it. It is not their favorite activity, and that's probably why I am not very good at it. But yes, both of them don't have the best teeth, and so I actually need to be better about at least doing it once every couple weeks, if not weekly. But yes, they will tolerate it, but I really have to kind of hold them down gently, but definitely have to. They don't particularly want to stay while I'm doing it.
They had their first dental with you, right?
Mm-hmm. They had their first dental. Can we smell your hair?
Oh, yeah, I always let my cats. You don't do that?
No, I do. She was just looking at it.
Oh.
They had their first dental in December of last year, and they did well. But the vet, Dr. Gore, said that their dental structures will need to be attended to basically almost every year. So I need to get better about brushing their teeth.
Do you ever let them outside? Like I let my cats outside?
No. I do not live in a place that has a fenced-in yard, and I've taken them outside, like if I'm running to my car, like on my shoulder, holding them, but I do not let them on the ground because, again, cats are unpredictable, and I would hate for Ash or Addie to see a squirrel and want to go after it, and then I can't get to them, so I have a feeling both of them would be very intrigued with any small rodents.
Have you had any issues since coming? Have they had any issues health-wise since coming to your house?
No. The only thing is I've switched up the food on them rather suddenly sometimes, and that was my fault, and I've had a little bit of diarrhea, but that's it. They've been really good.
Yeah, other than the cat zits and the diarrhea.
Yeah. And
then lastly, a little blurb on how you interpret both of their personalities.
Mm-hmm. Ash, oh man, he's very amorous in the mornings and the evenings, but he's Mr. Independent during the day. He doesn't want to be touched during the day. But he's a sweetheart. Both of them have just such sweet personalities. They're not really very feisty, like Jenny's cats, like particularly Charlie.
Charlemagne.
And Addie's personality kind of mimics Murphy's in many ways. Even her body style is very similar to Murphy's, but is always intrigued. But she's definitely a girl. I've never had a girl cat, and there's definitely some differences with girls where they're just a little prissy. And it's funny, you don't think that exists in cats and dogs, but it does for sure. And I don't normally let them on tables, but the cat hair.
God, you're so much like Mom.
I'm sure they do that when I'm not here. So hopefully we've answered the majority of your questions, but if you have any more, let us know. Thanks for watching, Miss Addie and Mr. Ash. And thanks for all your support on Floppycats. It's been really fun to show you guys their personality.
Okay, we're going in for a close-up. What are you guys doing? This is going to be the cover photo because it's so cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
All right.
Can you smell? Smell that camera. Easy. His little nose is going for it. Get him, Ash Man.